All right. Everyone else saying something.
Saying
Okay.
something.
Okay. All right. So let's see. How am I gonna take this out? Hey guys, welcome to Comics and Movies. I'm Jake. Above
Oh,
me
we're
is
doing
Tucker.
this? Oh.
Tucker. And to the big side is, with the face that we cannot see, is David. Um, So this might be a monthly thing that we might start doing, where we're going to be talking about comics and movies and affiliated with the comics at this time. So we're going to start off a little bit on the comic side with some comic news. One, uh, Tucker Grant Morrison is writing Green Lantern, and I'm still
Yes.
not. I don't know how I feel about that. We'll see how it works.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be pretty awesome. Um, I mean, it the last several things Morrison has done have been fantastic. Multiversity, Batman Incorporated, Action Comics. It's all really good. He's written Green Lantern characters well before, in his JLA run, in Final Crisis, in Multiversity. So yeah, I think it's gonna be good.
It might be interesting. I mean, we don't know. We don't know the gist of it. We don't know anything yet.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll be writing Kyle Rayner. Maybe it'll still be Hal Jordan. But from what I hear, there's rumors that he's doing Hal Jordan in the Green Lantern and Dan Jurgens doing Green Lantern. And then there's rumors saying that Dan Jurgens is gonna um, draw it, and then Grant Morrison's gonna write it. But I mean, there's nothing clear set at the moment. What do you think of Brian Azzarello doing Suicide Squad?
So I haven't really read anything by him. I know he's a big name, so it'll be something to change up that book. But yeah, I'm not. I don't know. I guess it's also not really a book I'm too interested in, um, and I guess this announcement doesn't change that.
Right.
So yeah.
David, you read some comics. What ones are you?
I have no comment at this time. That is something out of my realm of knowledge. But
Okay.
I'll definitely be happy to answer future questions.
Tucker, explain Final Crisis.
How much time do I have?
Uh, five. Let's do 5 minutes. You can do
All
it.
right.
You can do it in 5 minutes.
Sure. So it depends on what level of detail we want, but like broad strokes,
This is the
there were
okay.
two conflicts going on at once, right? Um, the first, and I think the sort of clearest one in the story, right, is Darkseid and the rest of the New Gods have fallen to Earth after a war in heaven. Darkseid is attempting to incarnate on Earth, and in the process, enslaves half the Earth's population with the anti-life equation. That whole deal. So there's one branch of the plot. The other is the conflict going on among the monitors, right? So you have the whole Superman Beyond side plot, or at least what looks like a side plot, where Superman ends up controlling a giant Superman thought robot and fights Mandrak, the Dark Monitor, who is a vampire sucking the blood of the multiverse. Uh, and
David, how
that
crazy?
looks
I'm gonna pause you on this for a second. David, how crazy does this sound right now?
Like I heard, like vampire sucking. I just started to get interested. Like, all right, I'll just
just
stay next to
just intervene like anytime you want.
so.
Okay.
And this looks like a side story at first, but it turns out to be sort of the final arc of the crisis. So everything Darkseid is doing is threatening the existence of Earth Zero. Earth Zero is the cornerstone of the multiverse, and so Mandrak is taking advantage of this because the threat that Darkseid poses is also a threat to the entire multiverse. Um, and it's tough to say anything about the Monitor plot without getting into multiversity stuff, so I won't. But Multiversity is the sequel to that branch of Final Crisis. the main plot concerns the anti-life equation, Darkseid, and Batman.
Hmm.
Right. So Darkseid has the anti-life equation. The secret society of supervillains um, starts spreading this across through the internet. And the anti-life equation, for anyone not familiar, is supposed to be a mathematical proof that people don't have free will and therefore none of their choices matter, et cetera, et cetera. Therefore, they ought to die for Darkseid.
I'm depressed already.
I mean, so it's the whole thing, at least on one reading, is a metaphor for depression. And so Darkseid spreads this through the internet. Interestingly enough, right, there have been studies that show that Facebook and other forms of social media can lead to depression and other negative mental health effects.
I knew it.
And
Grant Morrison, he would do this.
who knows if that's what Morrison had in mind? But that's an interesting bit of trivia. So the anti-life equation spreads. At the same time, others of Darkseid's branch of the New Gods have taken the form of critical people on Earth, right? So one of them has taken the form of, so I think this is Glorious Godfrey, takes the form of a reverend who's criticizing the lack of rebuilding efforts in Bloodhaven, all while he's actually bringing more people to Bloodhaven, which is where Darkseid's headquarters is on Earth. One of them takes the form of one of the Alpha Lanterns, who thus gives Darkseid at least partial control of the Green Lantern Corps.
I was trying to remember that.
Until it's discovered. So this is Granny Goodness, who kidnaps Batman and frames Hal Jordan. And so a few other people in these roles too. The most important, of course, is Granny Goodness, because Batman is kidnapped.
Tucker, you got a minute left.
Okay. Batman is put in a cloning machine because Darkseid's plan involves cloning Batman so that he has an army of Batman clones. Huh?
I said mistake number one, cloning Batman.
Yes. So Batman finds out that, he realizes he's in some kind of cloning machine, and that's trying to build other Batmen out of his memories. And he uses his memories as a weapon to destroy the clones. He breaks out of the machine. He then uses the bullet that Darkseid used to kill Orion at the beginning of the story, shoots Darkseid with it in a really cool moment. It doesn't kill Darkseid, but it allows Death the Black Racer to go take Darkseid's soul. There's a lot more to it.
There is.
But those are some broad strokes.
Yeah.
And in the end, Darkseid is defeated. The world is restored by Superman. And yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good story.
That's Grant Morrison. I had to read the book. I trash Tucker all the time on this. I have to read the book like 4 or 5 times just to understand it, because it's just like, where did he come up with the box and everything? Jeez.
Yeah, and Final Crisis isn't even his weirdest thing.
Yeah, I know. That's what's getting me kind of weirded out. They're making, I love it. I'm gonna throw this in there right now, so we're gonna go into more movie and TV show related things. So DC just announced their kind of streaming service, DC Universe. They announced that they're having a Titan show, which we've already known about. A Swamp Thing, a Harley Quinn show. Oh, what was the other one? There's one more.
Doom Patrol.
Yep, they just announced Doom Patrol. I was going to end with that, but Doom Patrol, and then there was one more. I can't remember.
What was it? Poo Patrol? Is that what you said?
No, Doom Patrol.
Okay.
Poo Patrol.
I'm not trying to make a joke. That's what I thought I said.
Nah. What are your thoughts on any of these, David?
I'd like to see them. I think they're interesting. Please, I would hope for them not to take it. I don't want to see origin story. I think we've seen enough of those. I mean, as a general audience, people may not know where these characters come from, and that may be appropriate. But people who are heavily involved in the comic world, such as you two, I feel would be almost kind of a slap in the face of like, all right, another like backstory. Like I don't need. I want to show some different perspective of the character. Or as you know, there's different multiverses of different rewrites and everything else. Take a different spin on these shows and do something different.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my 2 cents.
I mean, I think they should do that because one, they got. I mean, it's a DC streaming service, so it's strictly DC. So you know the people who are really going to buy it are going to be the fans of DC.
Yeah.
You know, there's not going to be like some Joe Schmo off the street that's going to buy like it'll be like, oh, DC streaming, okay, let's try this out. No, it's going to be the guys that are into the comics, and yeah, you're right, David. They got to tailor to that. Hopefully, they do that.
Don't go for the ratings as so much, but go for the fan base.
Yep. Tucker, what are you most excited about?
I mean, I'm cautiously excited for Doom Patrol just because Morrison's run on the comics is so good. But
Jeff Johns said that was the thing that inspired it.
Well, that's good. That's what should inspire it. It's one of my favorite comic runs ever. I think I agree that they shouldn't do origin stories so much. I think they should, like for the team shows, they can do something showing how the team gets together if you want. Especially for the Doom Patrol, that is probably necessary because a lot of comic fans won't even know who they are. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, yeah, like they should just take this as an opportunity to do something cool, and make something. I don't want them to make shows exactly like this, but I would have the format of Marvel's Netflix shows in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Insofar as, you know, have some, you know, cool idea that you want to give enough of a budget to that you can, you know, execute it reasonably well in a season. Maybe one thing not to take from those shows is don't force every season into the same like episode number. So, you know, if you have a story that you want to tell over, you know, 7 episodes, there's no need to stretch it to 10.
Right.
Yeah, but I like it would be a cool, because it's, you know, a DC centric streaming service. It would be a really neat opportunity for that kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, I'm gonna skip a little bit because I know David, you gotta leave soon. So we're gonna kind of just skip a little bit for your little sake on your thoughts on Infinity War and what you think is gonna happen.
Well, I watched it for the 3rd time last night, and
Let's see the 4th, Malcolm.
It's one of those movies where recently, and I'm going to use this as Infinity War as a good example. The last 2 Marvel movies that I've seen were Thor Ragnarok and Spider-Man Homecoming. Great movies. For me personally, I think they were worth seeing once, not multiple times, like I did with both of them. And I say that because, for the obvious reason, like I've already seen, I know what's going to happen, but like it wears on me a little bit. It's like, all right, I see that fun energy, and then it kind of just wears away. I've seen this movie 3 times, and the energy is consistent throughout the whole movie. Like, even though I know that, like, Loki is, let's say, and we have a Hulk, like, I still smile at that part where it just comes out and starts brawling. And then, of course, I pretty much squeal like a pig when Thor shows up at Wakanda every single time. So, and then I also get angry when Star-Lord gets upset over Gamora, even though she is coming back. He just doesn't like it.
You don't know that. They might keep her out.
I mean, I don't know what's possible, but yeah, they're not summoning Captain Marvel just to look pretty.
Well, what is your theory that's going to happen?
My theory,
See, this is
I
where
think
you need to start reading
I
comics.
think that the Skrulls are going to come back a lot harder in Avenger. Okay, let me back up in. So, Captain Marvel, we're going to see the Skrulls and Secret Invasion take place in the 90s with old Nick Fury and things like that. And then we're going to see that come back in a fierce vengeance. Because Thanos wiped out half the universe, he wiped out half the Skrulls, and that's going to upset them. and so they are going to come for Thanos, and so are the Avengers. My theory, I don't know, it's disjointed. There's so much that obviously needs to be uncovered and researched and things like that.
You need to start reading, man. You need to start reading.
Yeah. It's all just speculation, but I think I'd have to think about it. My theory with Captain Marvel. I don't know. I need a more precise question so I can narrow it down.
What do you think the next Avengers movie is going to be?
Like I said, I think it's just going to go back to, you can use this part from before, but I think Avengers 4 is going to be a continuation of Captain Marvel, just on a bigger scale. I mean, they were able to pretty much show three different parts of the universe in one movie, so they can definitely do at least that again, if not more. I think, I don't know if you guys heard, but there's been rumors that one of the Skrulls is going to be one of the Avengers. Now, it's yet to be seen who that is.
Whoa! If you're saying that, they're definitely doing Secret Invasion. If they're going to do that,
that's what I think.
It's going to be. I think
the tie-in is going to be with Captain Marvel, and then they're going to come, and then the Skrulls are going to show up in Avengers 4. Now, I don't know how they would tie that into Avengers 4, because if they're just going after Thanos, and Thanos has all the gems, and then he's not going to be able to use it very well, because he messed up his hand with the gauntlet. So I don't see why they would come to Earth if that's the case. Unless they want to take over Earth, because it's half the population now, and it's a lot easier to take over Earth with half the Avengers dead. Half of them, Tony Stark's on Titan along with Nebula. You know what I'm saying? Like, pretty much it's Captain America defending 3 billion people. Now that Scarlet Witch is gone. So, you got literally one super enhanced person to, And so, you got Shuri, but yeah, she can invent a bunch of weapons and stuff, but, if the Skrulls are already invaded Earth.
Well, I'm going to bounce off yours and say, like, the secret ending to Captain Marvel is going to reveal that one of them is, like you said, you think one of them is going to be, I think one of them is going to show up, and it's going to be, like...
It's going to, like, blow everyone's minds.
Well,
like,
I'm betting you it's going to either be Cap, Iron Man, or Thor. Because those three
It can't be Thor. It can't be Thor. He's the one who's going to defeat Thanos. He's the only one. I think him and Tony Stark are going to do it. When he was able to draw blood, Tony was paying attention, and Doctor Strange knew that Tony Stark needed to live in order for him to beat Thanos. Because he saw where his weakness was. Like, yes, I can beat him. I think he's going to make a bleeding edge Hulkbuster.
I don't know about that.
Nice.
He's going to have to make up something.
Well,
in the animated series, he made a robot that basically just absorbed all the Infinity Gauntlet power, and it got weird. Like, and then the robot turned into Ultron, and it was just this weird.
What animated series were you watching?
Tucker, do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
Oh, go on YouTube and type like Earth's Mightiest Heroes or something. And it shows all of them battling Thanos on like some moon base or something.
Okay. Oh,
and then it's like 3 or 4 episodes or something like that. And they get back on Earth, and he invents this robot that basically just absorbs all the energy of the gauntlet. And he just basically just walks up to Thanos and just removes the gauntlet. And then everyone just beats up on him, and then the robot puts it on and turns into Ultron. Like it was so cheesy. Like, seriously, like, come on.
I'd laugh my face off if that's what happened. Like, just all of a sudden, like in the comics, like James comes back and he's just like, ha ha ha! You thought, it's gone.
Pretty much. So, but obviously that's not what's going to happen. If it does, I'd be really disappointed. But I think Kevin Feige is a lot smarter.
No.
So, but yeah, and then I think going off of that, in terms of Cap, maybe to honor the fact that his contract with Marvel Studios is up, I think he would be the clear choice to be a Skrull.
Yeah, but then they would have to
Unless it's renewed, which I doubt it.
Yeah.
I think he's hanging up his shield, no pun intended. So that's my big speculation. I'm not an insider. I don't know anything. I'm just making a guess.
So there's a guy who was on the set.
Yeah, next thing you know, Marvel Studios lawyers are knocking on my door. Hey, we saw this video, and you're leaking confidential information. We're going to sue you for a class action lawsuit. What the hell? What?
How'd you know? Well, I shouldn't have said that. You weren't on the set. You were on the after set of Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah, I just took a bunch of pictures of Captain America in green makeup and stuff, and yeah, the rest is history. So.
Someone's gonna look at this and think it's real now.
Yeah, right.
I'm saying it right now, guys. He has not been on that set. He was on. He did get to, after they shot through Avengers Infinity War. He did get to jump on that. He sent me pictures of that.
Yeah, it's on Instagram. Check me out, David Vielik.
Yep.
Slight plug. What was I going to say? That scene where they're talking, the four of them in the room. I don't know if it was green screen or they shot on a location or just in a studio, but literally to shoot that whole scene, they had to literally like shoot one way and then flip around and then go to a different location.
Yeah.
Just to shoot Tony walking out the door. And I was like, what? It doesn't make sense because that building, it's like some random grocery store or something, or a fancy house or whatever. Or maybe, I don't know.
Well, that's what the Sanctum Sanctorum is. Isn't it kind of invisible to others, but like only certain people know?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, so they kept the mythology on that. Like that would have been like one of those things where it could have been a random shop, but you don't. But like everyone else would walk by and not see it.
Yeah. I just don't think that was Was it 133A Bleecker Street?
Something like that.
Yeah, just from the original Doctor Strange. I could be wrong, but
all right. Well, we're gonna let you go, David, because you gotta get going. So,
yeah.
Go ahead and do what you need to do.
Well, yeah, definitely looking forward to seeing the video, and see you guys later.
See ya.
See ya.
Still on.
Okay. So Dylan should be on here any second.
Okay. So
I'm not gonna go off the Avengers thing yet, because we can. I mean, let's just make this Avengers thing. You might as well. I mean, we're on that, and then we can talk to Dylan maybe later about the other ones.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts, and what do you think is going to happen?
Well, so I think Captain America is going to die in the next Avengers. I think he's going to sacrifice himself to save everyone.
That's what I'm thinking. I was hoping he was doing that this year.
Yeah.
I was hoping he was dying this one. I was like, he's going to be one of the ones that are going to die. He's got to be the one of the ones going to die. And then they kill the other two. I'm like, you got to be.
No, because his contract is up after Avengers 4, so I think he's going to be the one to make, some big last stand that lets everyone else survive. Or, he'll be the one person whose death is necessary for them to bring everyone else back. Maybe Tony will die too.
Isn't he up?
He is.
Yeah, and so is Chris Hemsworth. That's why I was saying it's like Chris Hemsworth.
But Chris Hemsworth, I think, actually, at least from what I've seen, of the three, he'd be the most likely to want to continue, and so they might not kill him. Whereas neither Chris Evans nor Robert Downey Jr. want to continue being these characters. And so, yeah, if I had to guess, of the three, I think Thor is the most likely to survive. He's also a god, so there is that.
Doesn't matter. She's a.
And I think Thor, and we saw this in Infinity War. If Thor and Thanos go head to head now, Thor's gonna kick his ass.
Yeah.
And that's, they finally given Thor his real power. And I think they did a nice job in this movie showing that while also not just having the two of them fight. But yeah.
I agree with you with Cap dying, because I think that's the only way you're really going to wipe it out. Like, it's the only way you're going to really get him to finally like say like you can't come like he can't come back. Um, Downey Jr. too, maybe some sort of I could see him like causing his suit to self-destruct or something. I don't know. Hemsworth could die too, and if they bring back what's her name, the actor who played Jane.
Natalie Portman doesn't want to do any more of these movies.
Oh, okay, never mind. Well, or they could recast. They could
They
recast.
could recast.
You know, they could recast it. I mean, they did it with Batman, with his love interest, which was the weirdest thing to do. But
Or they could just pick a different character, right? I mean, like they could pick Valkyrie from Ragnarok
Isn't
and
she
have
dead?
her with them. I think she lived at the end of Ragnarok, didn't she?
she lived at the end of Ragnarok. But like my brother-in-law, when I watched it with him, he said he saw her in the beginning. Like with
Oh,
dead
I
people.
didn't notice her.
I didn't see it either, but I think
But also, I mean, we know there's a bunch of people who are going to be brought back in the next one, anyways. So,
well, we know Tom Hiddleston's coming back. I know that because they have.
oh, is he?
Yep, he's coming back.
Hmm.
Hold on a second.
Okay, well, if he's back, then anyone can come back, and so, yeah. But also, yeah, like Valkyrie should be in more of these movies. She was really good.
Hello.
Hey,
Whoa, what's up,
How's it
bud?
going?
It's going.
Not much.
How's...
Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, you're good. You're good. David
no.
left, so you're like joining in. We're talking about theories on Infinity War.
Tucker,
Dylan.
your hair though.
Yes.
For those who don't know, these guys have been my best friends since Dylan's been one of my good friends since high school. Tucker's been one of my good friends since the 3rd grade, and we've been like just getting along for so long. Well, we graduated in 2009. Now it's 2018. Almost what, 9 years now? We're still talking.
For some reason.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, Dylan, you saw Infinity War. What'd you think?
Excellent explosions. Excellent. I like those wheels that chop people up. I liked Wakanda. I was really confused about why everybody just didn't started disappearing into dust. What's up with that?
Okay, we'll explain that. Tucker, since you're like,
So
yeah, I'm
what-
calling you the comic genius.
Okay, so why everyone did or didn't disappear?
Did.
So, yeah, so Thanos at one point earlier in the movie, right, says that, you know, if he gets, or I forget if it was Thanos or somebody else, but they say
Gamora.
if Thanos gets, Gamora, there we go. If Thanos gets all of the Infinity Stones, then with the snap of his fingers, he can wipe out half of creation. And so he gets all of them, and
That's why half of people start disappearing.
yeah.
Half of Marvel's revenue stream.
Yeah.
Marvel.
Now we have Wasp and Ant-Man.
Yes.
We're going to be the cash cows of Ant-Man.
So, and we, like, it's pretty safe to assume that the after the credits scene of that is just going to be them disappearing, right?
Probably. I don't know. I mean, this is everyone. My wife was wondering where the heck. She thought Hawkeye was gonna die, and I told her no, because there were already
Nice.
pictures of him in his Ronin costume. Dylan, if you don't know who that is, at one point Hawkeye like puts down the bow and just becomes like a ninja.
Not Ronan, the bad guy from the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
No,
No.
is it called Ronin? Am I calling it right?
Yeah. So they're so the Guardians of the Galaxy guy is Ronan, and then Hawkeye's alter ego thing is Ronin.
Ronin.
Yeah.
And actually, it's cool. I mean, I was kind of mad when I heard like they destroyed Xandar. I'm like, man, they could have done Annihilation. Come on. Like,
I mean, they can still do Annihilation when they bring Xandar back.
so they're gonna bring it back and then just destroy it again? Yes.
Yep.
They could. They could.
Have you guys already talked about how everybody are they going to bring everybody back?
Well, that's the theory that we're doing right now. So you can just keep on. So Tucker's theory was that. So what David thought was that we're going to find out more with Captain Marvel because they brought that. If you saw the extra credit scene, that little beeper, that little sign is Captain Marvel. She's a powerhouse. That's so much I can say. She's a powerhouse. More of a cosmic person.
Yeah.
She is more affiliated with the Skrulls, which I'm kind of glad they're actually doing that. I knew the Skrulls were Fantastic Four, though, so I knew that they were owned by Fox. They must have made...
Well, they're... I mean, the villains of the Fantastic Four are weird. Only some of them were part of that deal that Fox has. Because, like, half the villain... Like, Ronan, for example, from Guardians of the Galaxy, is originally a Fantastic Four villain. Like, basically every character in Marvel's cosmic stuff is a Fantastic Four character originally. So, because it's all Jack Kirby and Stan Lee from back in the 60s and 70s. I think it went into the 70s. So, yeah. So I don't know about the Skrulls. But if they're bringing them in, then Super Skrull in Avengers 4?
Yeah, so Dylan
That'd be pretty cool.
What a Skrull?
Super.
Do you know what a Skrull is?
No.
Okay, so have you watched the new season of Jessica Jones?
No.
Dang it.
Scroll. I'm picturing a something that you read from in ancient Greece.
It's actually spelled Skull. R. Sorry.
Skrull. Yeah.
What's wrong? Yeah, skull. Yes, I can spell. What they are an alien race that can basically like copy people. They can. So like, if you watch Jessica Jones in the first episode, like I didn't realize this until someone like put a meme about it. Like Jessica Jones is like interviewing all these clientels, and one of the girls was like, "Everyone's a reptile. I can see them. Everyone's like a reptile. These reptile things, and they look like humans." And I it was just like a small like 5-second thing, and it just rode past me, and I was like, "Oh, okay, the girl's crazy." And then like someone put in context, like I see all these government officials that are like that look like reptiles and all this other stuff, and someone put a picture of a Skrull, and I'm like,
"Yeah,
that makes sense." So what happened is there was an event. There's another event that happened in Marvel called Secret Invasion, and in that one, you find out that the Avengers, a lot of the Avengers, are not actually the Avengers. They're part of the Skrull, and the Skrull are basically invading Earth. But you have no one else to trust, and everyone was it Spider-Woman's like their queen, stuff like that. You haven't read it, have you, Tucker?
I haven't read it.
Okay, I've read it. It was kind of weird because at the end, like they bring them all, like you find out like a lot of the Avengers are Skrulls, and then like the Skrull ship that had the original guys come down, and it's like the current version versus their old version. Like that's how far back they got stolen. So David's theory, because apparently we think is since Captain Marvel is going to be set in the 90s, it's going to be Nick Fury's very young. He's going to have both eyes, and we know that it's going to be Captain Marvel versus the Skrull. We're thinking the secret ending is going to be one of the Avengers is going to be revealed to be a Skrull.
Back in the like 90s.
That, or they could do what they did with like with most of the new ever since was it Civil War? No, ever since what was it? Ever Civil War? No, it wasn't Civil War. Iron Man 3 was it that they showed they showed like a clip from the actual movie as the secret ending?
Oh,
the Bucky one where with Falcon and Cap. And Bucky's in the press, and he's like, "What? Do you know who I am?" Or I can't remember what movie one that's from. Shoot. But okay, another one. Doctor Strange. At the end of Doctor Strange, there's the secret ending where Thor and Doctor Strange are talking to each other, and now that was in the movie too. So Dylan's looking really confused.
They're all reptiles. Where are the reptiles?
So our main theory that's going to be, Tucker and I were talking. We were saying it's going to be either, well, it's going to be one of the top 3 guys, I think, which is he doesn't think so. I think it's going to be one of the top 3. I think it's going to be either Cap, Iron Man, or Thor because their contracts are up.
Oh.
But I don't think it can be Thor because Thor is much more powerful than any Skrull. Especially now that they've unnerfed him.
Unnerved.
Like it would. If Thor had been as strong as he was in the first couple movies, they could have pulled that. But now he's obviously the god of thunder, so they can't. But it could be like I don't think it's going to be Cap either because that would be really disappointing to find out that in fact Cap was not Cap. He was an alien trying to conquer Earth. In his last movie. But it could be Hawkeye. It could be
What?
Could be. It could be Shield people. It could be Iron Man. Iron Man's had enough like drastic character changes that it could be him.
I'm getting tired of Iron Man. I feel like he didn't kill enough stuff. He was just he was blasting and stuff, but like it didn't really do anything. There was that one scene where he had Thanos' getting beat up by everybody like in succession, and Iron Man's big thing was like, let me punch you really hard. Like, oh, that's cool.
Hey,
like,
it made him bleed.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
One drop of blood.
Yeah. Yeah, the only other person that could do that was Thor. So.
But Doctor Strange is over here like happying himself and whipping like that was cool.
Yeah.
You're just going for special effects. That's what you're going for.
Yeah, there's too much character intrigue. I can't keep them 20 movies straight.
So you have no theory of what's going to happen.
Well, yes. I want everybody who died. Well, I want Black Panther back. I mean, that's obviously coming back, right?
Yeah, they're making a sequel. So.
Yeah. I want the Guardians of the Galaxy back. I don't see how there's going to be a sequel of that, right?
Yeah. You mean the 3rd volume? Yeah.
Yeah. V3.
But the thing about that is, okay, so at the end of V2, they had the original, those Ravager leaders. Those are actually the original Guardians. The original Guardians of the Galaxy are actually was actually set like 3,000 years, and like they're led by like a guy, the main Avenger that everyone was talking about. He was like, he had Cap's shield, and Yondu was one of the original Guardians. So the whole leaders that you saw during like the Ravager funeral, those were the original Guardians. So if
Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah. So if
Sylvester Stallone's a Guardian.
So if they decide not to bring them back, because I think the Guardians of the Galaxy that we see now didn't come until like, I want to say 2000s, really.
I think they were the post-Annihilation ones, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Post-Annihilation.
If Sylvester Stallone is the Guardian of the Galaxy, I would put up with Chris Pratt being dead. We're gonna need a strong female character, though.
Well, I don't know, because I don't know if they're gonna bring back Yondu. That's the thing.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah,
That's like he's already died once, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
He already died once. He coming back again? Well, he could actually come back.
I mean, anyone could, but if I had to guess, nobody who died in a non-Infinity War movie is going to come back. Like, I don't think, because anybody who died in Infinity War, it doesn't undercut that movie to bring them back because it's kind of obvious they're going to bring a bunch of people back, but it does kind of undercut Guardians 2 if they bring Yondu back.
Yeah.
And so I don't think they would do that.
unless they go all Carrie Fisher, and
Right.
that was weird.
Yeah.
Carrie Fisher. What? I'm confused.
With they brought her, like they were about to kill her. They had it all set up in the new Star Wars movie, and then they
brought her,
floated her back and CGI
revealing
her.
she finally does have Force sensibility. Like she is Force sensitive. She does use the Force.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, but that's not. That's fine. I mean, it's weird in retrospect because she can't be in any more movies, but her being Force sensitive is fine. Like that was part of the old expanded universe.
Mm-hmm. Dylan's like, what the hell?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like the story, there's making money storyline. We gotta have money first.
Well, they have plenty of money. Trust me. Off that movie, they made plenty of money.
Yeah. Doesn't taste right.
All right. Well,
So-
Dylan, sorry I interrupted you though with what were you thinking about?
Super theory, master super theory. Ant-Man, I guess. Like that's all they got, right? Ant-Man. I'm excited for Evangeline Lilly. I haven't seen any of the Wasp stuff. I haven't watched any of the TV stuff.
You're not
But I
going
like her on Lost. Ain't nobody got time for that. Once they put like $200 million into like a major blockbuster, I'll watch it.
You mean like how Avengers is doing right now with like what was it, 1.6 billion right now?
Yeah, they're making a lot of money.
Oh yeah. Once they spend like big bucks on movies, then
Yeah.
I can't watch any of this low budget stuff. Nope. I need explosions. I need them to be good.
You need Evangeline Lilly in there.
Yes. I like her on Lost.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think. So, Tucker thinks Cap's gonna die.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Dylan?
Oh,
Yep.
there you go. There you are. Yeah.
Yeah. So Dylan, do you think Captain America is going to die in Avengers 4? That's I think that's very, very likely to happen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Why not? Everybody else is dead. They're just gonna bring him back.
No,
So
I don't think they will.
I think Cap is going to be the big sacrifice that helps bring everyone else back.
Because you gotta
Is
think, Chris Evans' contract is up and he's not renewing.
Really?
Yeah.
So is this all time stone? Like they're gonna somehow get a time stone, flip it all
There's
around?
no theory at the moment. That's what we're all speculating. They're keeping it under lock and key. No one knows what's going to happen. All we've seen is a set picture where the original Avengers are in their original costumes from the first Avenger movie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like Loki's in it too and everything.
Oh, so does that mean
Superman.
they're going to go back in time to that point?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Oh. Huh.
Tucker's like, Tucker.
Okay.
Superman flies around the planet a few times, like
Yeah.
Captain Marvel does that
yeah.
versus the times. I don't think that works, Dylan.
They better figure out something.
All right, I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna stop this little segment. We're gonna go do. So, Dylan, do you know who Shazam is?
Shazam, yeah. Shaquille O'Neal, yeah.
No, the white
Right?
Shazam.
Whoa. They trying to take that from black people too? Man. They can't even give him that. First Ryan Reynolds. Now Shazam.
Dude, Shazam.
Really?
Tucker, you tell him. I can't.
Or we're talking about
The movie
the
from
kid. We're talking about the kid who can shout Shazam and then get turned into a much larger, basically still kid, with a big lightning bolt on his chest, and he's basically Superman but with magic.
Different than Shaquille O'Neal.
Yes, so not the same character at all.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I apologize, Marvel.
That's DC.
That's also DC.
This is why it's called comics and movies, because there's guys who know about the movies and
well,
guys who know about the
But
comics.
also, this is going to be a problem for that movie. Nobody knows who this character is.
All I'm excited for
Clearly.
is Zachary Levi, because he has done an amazing job with Chuck. If you guys have not seen that, it's on Amazon Prime. I would definitely watch him, because just think about it this way, Tucker, okay? Before you go, think about it. Shazam's got to be a kid. Yeah, because he's got to be an adult in a kid's body. I mean, an adult with a kid's
in an adult
mind.
body.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And if you watch Zachary Levi in Chuck the whole time, like, he has not grown up. Like, he's an adult, and he looks like he really hasn't grown up. Like, he acts like he really doesn't grown up, so...
I'm picturing President Trump. Go on.
I mean, like a better kid, but yeah.
Let's not get into the politics. We're recording, Dylan.
Oop.
Yeah, and I think so. The casting could be fine. Like, I have no idea. Like, I haven't. We'll see when we see the movie. I think they're gonna have a problem with nobody knowing who the character is, and then and we can talk about this, but the recent track record has been up and down, we'll say.
Oh, yeah. DC.
And maybe it'll be more like Wonder Woman, and that would be great. Or maybe it won't be, and that wouldn't be so good.
Well, I mean, they finished up filming, so they're in post-production right now. Another thing that I'm kind of wondering is, like, because I want to talk more about the DC Aquaman. I want to see that. I know you do, Dylan.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What's his name? The wrestler dude? He's
Jason
good.
Momoa.
Yeah. That's the one. Drinking whiskey. Yeah.
Drinking whiskey, and it was drinking. I love that video. Hi, I'm Jason Momoa. I like drinking beer and throwing hatchets. Throws a hatchet, takes a sip of a beer, and goes, "Yeah, motherfucker."
Yes.
Yeah, that was the one thing that Justice League got me more into. Was actually I wanted to know more about Cyborg and more about Aquaman than I didn't want to know about Batman and Superman.
Yes, that's right.
Yes. Whiskey.
You know where Dylan's mind's at right now.
That sounds good right now. It's 5:54 Central Time.
Yep.
Time for a whiskey.
5:54 Central Time. Oh. Let me think. What was the other one? Oh, well, let's just go back to Marvel. Deadpool 2. Excited? Yes, no?
Yes.
Yes, I read an NPR critique that was very scathing, I would say. Scathing, to put it lightly. And I always get mad at myself when I read NPR critiques because they ruin perfectly good movies. And what does NPR know about movies?
Exactly. That's why I don't listen. Whenever they do a review on a movie, I just like turn it off. I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. You're just writing to get a feeling out. I'm not doing that. Nope.
Well, so what was their big problem with the movie?
They said it was Family Guy-esque.
Well, that's
Okay,
Deadpool, though.
No, Deadpool 1 was not that way.
But
see this thing? Does it remind you of this thing over here?
It's
LOL.
no, it's breaking fourth wall though. That's what it is.
Yeah, yep.
That's what it is. It's breaking fourth wall.
Like,
That's
which
Deadpool.
it was funny, yeah. It worked there, but it not a lot of human thought into the jokes, I think.
That's
And
again,
it-
that's Deadpool.
Well, no, but it wouldn't surprise me if the movie sort of doubles down on that sort of thing compared to the first one, and that there isn't enough of like its own story to carry it. It wouldn't surprise me if that was the case. Like, I'm sure it'll be enjoyable to watch either way, but it wouldn't surprise me if there were too many jokes and not enough actual movie.
I still am gonna laugh at the whole it's so dark. You sure you're not from the DC universe? I had to when
Yeah.
someone put that out there, I was like, yeah, gotta be a meme. And I just went and watched the video. I'm like, they actually did that? That's awesome.
All about the R-rated superhero movies, though. They need more of those.
Yeah.
Well, we'll
More
see what
sex
happens.
and drugs and violence and yes.
We'll see what happens with they do it with if Disney gets Fox. I mean, they said they're gonna keep it up, but Disney.
Anything goes.
I mean, Disney
Money,
can
other things.
Exactly. Like if Disney thinks there's a market for R-rated superhero movies, they'll make them.
Well, there is. I mean, come on. I mean,
So yeah.
Wolverine, the Logan was like the cornerstone of it. I mean,
Mhm.
it's about dang time they did that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, I'm excited. At the same time, like, I can't make a judgment on what the thing's really going to be about
Mhm.
through the trailers. So I got to
Yeah.
watch it. Like, and that's what kind of gets me is sometimes, the trailers do spoil a little bit of the movie. But that's what it's supposed to get you enticed to go.
Mhm.
And it kind of, like, this one was kind of like, I just want to see it because it's a comic book movie, not, and I'm like, okay, as I watch the trailers again, I'm like, okay, what's the story? What's the actual story?
Yeah, it seems like the advertising is basically, hey, you liked the first one. This is more of that, so go see it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like the first one, so I'm gonna go see it. But yeah, I agree. Like, there isn't nothing about like what's been in the trailers, sort of story-wise, has been enticing.
All right, well, we're going to end the little podcast here. So,
Closing thought.
closing thought on everyone?
Tucker, could you say for me, so it begins?
So it begins.
All right.
The king of Rohan. The
Oh, you got
or
the
Humvee.
Yeah.
background in the back. All right, everyone. Peace out. Bye.